it was telling us that you were born in Kitchen's Mill,
That's right.
and
You
your
see, my mother was a Kitchens, and the Kitchens Mill named after the family, you see.
I
There were
didn't
two
know.
brothers. The name is Kitchen,
kitchen.
but there were two brothers, and they had a mill down there. That's been a long time. In fact, my grandfather died in, I think, in 1870. But anyway,
What kind of mill? Like a wood mill?
oh, no, they had a mill. Oh, you had to grind your corn and all that kind of
Okay.
stuff.
A grinding
These
type?
youngsters don't know.
Okay.
In those days, you know, we had to ride to Windsor, which was 7 miles, to take the train.
To Windsor.
To
To
Windsor?
Windsor. Yeah, that's where we had to take the train. Everybody
Okay.
wanted to go was to Windsor. Unless you drove with the horse and buggy from Kitchen Mill up here.
Okay.
Okay.
So now, did you move when you got married, or when did you move to
No,
Aiken?
I moved to Aiken in 1902.
Okay.
Okay. Tell me, what was Aiken like in 1902?
When I first came here.
When you first came
Well,
here? Can you describe what it looked like?
It was this nice small town. Everybody knew everybody else. And you had horses. You didn't have any cars. You had barns for your cattle and your horses and your buggies. You had your chickens. You had your gardens. I mean, it was just like a overgrown farm, I reckon you'd call it. Now, the Henderson owned all this whole right here, you see. They owned this whole thing. And my home was where the post office is now.
Oh, okay.
And we only
So
had
that's where you
half
grew
of that
up?
block there.
Oh, okay. So there was a house there, and that's where you grew up?
We built the house.
Okay.
My father did.
Okay. And what did your father do?
My father started the bank here, Nation's Bank, 3 of them.
Okay. Was it
Farmers and Merchants.
Farmers and
first.
Merchants?
He
Okay.
started that.
Okay, he started Farmers and Merchants.
He started
Okay.
that. There never had been anybody would make their president until then.
Okay. Was that where was
Did
the
you know
bank
James
at?
McNair?
Yes.
He's my nephew, you know.
Right.
Do you know
Jim
about-
McNair is,
Okay.
is her
Do you know
nephew.
Wallace McNair, Dr.
Yes.
Wallace? He's my nephew. Do you know Jimmy McNair down here at the golf course?
Yes.
He's my nephew.
Yeah. A lot of
That's
nephews.
something. Yeah.
Okay. Where did they start the bank? Where was it located?
Same thing, place
Okay,
right,
same
right
place
there,
where
right
it is
there.
now.
Only wasn't like it was now.
Okay.
It
Was
was
that the only bank in town, or was there other banks?
Oh,
back
no,
then?
there's another bank. I forgot, the Bank of Aiken, I think it was called then. It was the one on this corner right down, you know.
Okay.
Across
Yeah.
from Plum Pudding.
Yeah, it was on the corner right down from our bank.
Oh, okay.
Right there, on the next
Probably
corner.
where
Security.
Bankers First used to be.
It's still with, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
See, that's changed names so many times.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
But, you know, that bank started, I think the capital start was $50,000. Now, can you imagine that?
To start the bank.
Started
And then
bank-
it went all through the Depression, you see. It didn't close then.
Mm.
And, so.
And can you tell me
that's
about
the
some?
worst days of my life, though.
The Depression.
My father, of course, people were coming, some people, though, came and put money, really put it in the bank, because he was a very, very conservative person. He wouldn't anymore lend you a car if you wanted to ride around in it.
You had to
You
need
could
it.
back down Scotch, you know.
Yeah.
But if you wanted for your work, that was different.
Okay. So you
But he
had.
helped a lot of young people. He helped them.
And what was his first name? Your dad's first name?
James.
James. Okay, he
Preston.
was James.
James is named after him.
James Henderson. Okay.
But anyway,
Okay. And can you tell me who were some of the families in Aiken then? Like, well, where did you go to school at?
where did I go to school?
Uh-huh.
Winthrop. Winthrop
Okay.
College, yeah. Yeah, that I finished in 1910. No, I finished in 1914. I finished here in 1910.
Okay. And what school did you go to in Aiken?
I went to the Aiken Institute,
Okay.
and here's a picture of it. As you got all of this, of course, but this is where,
Okay. That's where you went to school.
this is, the city put that out.
Right.
But that's where I finished, and we didn't have an auditorium, you know. So we graduated at the courthouse. That's where where we graduated.
Was there many people to graduate?
That's where we graduated at the courthouse.
Okay, yeah.
And we went into boys in our graduating class. You could leave here for the 9th grade if you wanted to, and go off to college. There were only 10 grades then, you see.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So
How many people in your graduating class like 15,
I
20?
no, I had six girls.
Oh, that was it?
6 girls.
Oh, 6 in your graduating class?
And you know, the schools, you didn't get school from the states and all like you do now. The families. We had a contingent fee, you paid 25 cents a month, that's what it cost us.
To go to school.
But our families, I mean, the different ones, you know.
Yeah.
The Hendersons are lawyers, as you know that.
Okay. Who was, do you remember some of the teachers back then? Like the names of some of the teachers maybe?
Miss Jenny Brown, you remember? Oh, everybody knew Miss Jenny Brown. She was in love.
And I guess teachers
And
back,
Miss Elizabeth T.
okay.
Now,
Okay,
she
I
wrote a
that
book,
name.
you know.
Right.
You all talking about a history. There's been so much written about Aiken that really there's not much for me to tell you. A lot more, they've written a lot more like this Pittsburgh book, you read that. And then High Society and whatever it is. Anyway.
Horses and high
Yeah.
society.
Well, tell us about the early streetcars.
What's that?
The streetcars.
Well, I'll tell you about the streetcars right here. Now, I think that Mr. Frank Henderson, he's not related to me. There were about 3, they were on one street up there. There were 3 Hendersons, none of them related.
goodness.
And that's funny.
So what, did you have a banker and what else? Banker
There was
and
a
lawyer?
Frank B. and a Frank P. Henderson, and my father-in-law was Edmund P. Henderson.
And none related.
Isn't that funny?
Oh.
And what did they do, the Hendersons? One was a banker and,
Oh, no,
What
my
did the others do?
father-in-law was a lawyer. See,
Oh.
they had the law firm
Hendersons.
down there, you know, where Stewart's law firm is? Well, that was their building. I understand that was the first brick building on Main Street. I've often heard that.
The first brick building,
But,
the tool building. You know what I'm
Oh,
what you're
yeah.
talking about.
But anyway.
okay, tell us about the,
Oh, yes, this is said, lest we forget the old time, and he sent it to his friends, you see. And now that's a picture of Aiken way back there. He got all those old pictures, you see. I didn't know whether you'd seen one of the streetcars.
I've not
See,
seen this
streetcar
one.
started in 1902, and see that,
It
I wrote
ran-
it. I found that somewhere,
did you,
1902 till 1929.
did you used to ride on the streetcar?
Oh, yeah. Went to Augusta, took an hour and a half.
An hour.
Oh, yeah, that's where we got, you read about it
What
in here.
was it?
See what it read,
Okay.
tells you about the
It says
streetcar
the
right
above
there.
picture shows a car of the Augusta Aiken Electric Road on Lawrence Street. At the turn of the century, it did a thriving business. Cars every hour, and we could charter a special car to attend road shows at the Grand Opera House in Augusta. The coming of the automobile spelt its doom.
That's it, yeah,
Okay.
you could
What-
charter a car. Remember, the people got married, you know the people live over here, the Cooks now. The
Kenny.
Cooks, they went to this, they did over the old Hill House, you know.
And that's
See,
where the
that's an
hills-
old house, yeah. And then the Powers lived up there on the corner. And one of the Powers got married, and they chartered a car, remember. It had bells all right. I was a little girl, but I lived across the street. But I remember that just as well.
What was it like when you rode the streetcar? Was it comfortable, bumpy?
Oh, no, it was real nice.
No.
Just a plain old trolley car. They didn't call them streetcar, trolley car.
Trolley.
Cars.
Yeah.
And it had what? Was there a conductor?
But I remember my sister, she was older. She used to try to be very highbrow. She said she'd take a book along and pretend that she I was always looking out the window.
Oh.
You went through all these towns, of course, ran over Warren,
Right.
all North Augusta, all those towns. And then it stopped at the monument in Augusta.
Where did it pick
And then
you?
we went down, you see the outing club, you know that, the outing club. That's where we got to the outing club, you see. On the
You take the
streetcar.
The
streetcar.
streetcar to the outing.
See,
Remember
we
that
always,
with you?
it's not this outing club, it's the outing club down at Grangerville. I'm talking about one before this.
Oh.
See, they had
okay.
another outing club that, on the Grangerville Pond down there. That was we belonged to that, that's the original.
Okay.
We were original members of that, the Aiken people then. See, Aiken was small, everybody knew everybody else, you know, and families, I mean, it was a family town, I'd say, that's what I'd say. And somebody said, don't say anything about Aiken, they all kids. Aiken people.
Tell us about how, when you needed the fire engine, how did you notify the fire department?
Oh, did I tell you that? Oh, you never heard that? Well, it's Aiken was, of course, you know the fire bell. They've still got the fire bell. But Aiken was kind of divided into wards, I think. And it happened that we were living, and I'll tell you where we were living. And on each each electric post, there was a box. And in that box there was a lever. And if you had a fire in your ward, you'd pull the lever down and it'd read, ours was 9-1, I remember that, and the key hung on our front porch. So that's the way that started. And everybody went to fire. Oh, half dressed, but nobody missed the fire. That was the social of it.
Can you remember some of the fires?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that big tell me about
one
a
of the big
fire.
northern places burned down here one night. And somebody said there's both stolen things that night.
Oh, I bet.
What was did the fire department have a good fire department?
Oh, an old fire department. We had a fire engine pulled by horses.
Okay.
And it was down there in the building where you live now. And you see, on top of that building was our theater. We used to have shows here, believe it or not.
Had shows. Yes, we had your
Yeah.
movies.
You remember?
Had good shows.
What you remember the name of the theater? Did it have a name to it?
Name of what?
The movie theater?
It was on
Yeah,
top of the
yeah.
fire department.
Okay, but ask her if there was a name.
Oh.
Did it have a name, the movie theater?
You know the theater?
Mm-hmm.
No,
No name.
but they would get these shows, and then the northern people are good about bringing things in. We had Will Rogers here. Yeah, Pablo Casals. They used to write all of this. So we've been kind of civilized.
I'm telling you, you're sophisticated. Goodness.
Yeah,
Now, where did you go to church?
Presbyterian church, and here, this is my third church too. Now this is the Presbyterian church back in 1859, and a man, way back there, the preachers always lived right at the church.
Right there.
Now they live before we could get away from
Where
it.
was it located?
Huh?
The Presbyterian church. Where
That's
was
the
it?
first Presbyterian church.
Okay,
That's the one was down here on the corner. That was the first.
This was the first. And did you attend this? This
Oh
was
yeah,
the first one.
yeah.
The
Okay.
first down by the post office? That's the-
Across from
Now,
the
I
old
didn't come
post
in
office.
1859.
No, I know
went
that.
there, But when I came up here,
This building still existed.
no, this is not the building now, Todd.
No.
It's right down there on the corner. Who bought that? Didn't one of the banks buy
Right.
it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, it's the one next to the post office.
Yeah.
See, that's the second church, then the third was here.
Right.
But I've been to all of them.
But you've been to all three.
Yeah.
How about that? This was lovely. How sweet.
Yeah, that city with all the fence around it.
So beautiful.
That's about the water and stuff, how they got water.
And then the
electricity
church was
and that
just
kind of
one.
stuff.
I mean, you didn't have all Sunday school buildings then, Todd. One little class would be over here, and one little class way down there, and one little class. And we were at church when it was open, too.
Every time.
And it was open a lot.
A lot. Well, now, how did you get your water to your house? Did you have a well?
What, the water?
Did
You
y'all
mean-
have wells in your
You mean
yard?
here?
Mhm.
Oh, yes, we had wells there, we had. But they had artesian wells before they had the shallow. A
Okay.
water comes out from shallow.
Shallow, right.
But they had an artesian well down there. And that was
Down there,
right
front
where,
out.
in front of Warnicki's, right in that, with the parking lot there.
Okay. And would people go there and get water, like take a bucket
Oh, no,
or
no.
get water? Or
No,
they
you
would just
You
go?
had water in the house.
Okay. How about
Of
electric?
course, the tanks, was when you pulled out with a chain.
Okay. Okay.
And your bathtub was sitting up
On little legs.
In fact, I've still got the marble top to my laboratory.
How about that?
But I mean, if you have one bathroom, that was fine.
Oh. Tell us about Bethany Cemetery. How did it? How does that,
Well, now, the way the story was that my father-in-law was one of the first people that came up here. This, you know, Aiken started in the other part of town. You knew that. Round by the, way down there by the freight depot, and that's where they started. And they lived down there, and they had these children, 2 little boys, and they took diphtheria. And back then, there's nothing to do for diphtheria. And they both died within 2 or 3 weeks of each other. And, of course, the Presbyterians didn't have any churchyard. I mean, they didn't have any graveyard. So I understand that he came up here and started that cemetery, buried those 2. They're buried right up there right now. The date's there, over 100 years ago.
so those 2
And
little
he's
boys
always
started?
been so interested in that cemetery, my father-in-law. Because it was owned by stockholders for a while, you know. And so that was that.
And how did they come to the name Bethany?
I don't know how it got the name
Okay.
Bethany.
I'm trying to think what
And you know,
Bethany
they used to even
means.
have a little chapel up there.
They did.
Uh-huh.
They sure
Like a
did.
building?
Yes.
Oh, you used to have
Small
a chapel up there, but that, it was on the other side.
Mhm.
I think that was called Beckman Chapel. Some northern people here, I think, had built that, but it's gone. Did you know Mandel Sarafsky? Did you know
Yes.
that? Well, Mandel and I used to talk a lot, you know. He's a little younger than I, but I say, Mandel, did they used to have a chapel? He said, you're right. I have to check with it. I laughed, told somebody the other day, I said, I could tell them most anything, nobody check on me.
Well, that's about the truth. Now, you had how many brothers? 4?
I have 4 brothers and 1 sister and a half sister.
Half sister.
You don't have to know Charles Marvin, do you?
Yes.
Well, you see, he married my half sister.
Okay.
Oh,
So
yeah,
the-
that's so.
the Marvins?
Yeah. Yeah, he married my half sister.
So the families at that time, the Hendersons, the McNairs,
Yeah.
the Marvins,
Well, now, the Marvins went from here.
Okay.
They went from
but the
here.
Hendersons were.
Oh, yeah, they were originals. They were originally, the Hendersons came from Waldeboro, but they've been the first one of the first families here.
So the Hendersons and who else? The McNairs?
Now, when we came,
But you
we
came
married-
after
we came
the
after the
Hendersons,
too,
that's
see.
right, because you married.
See, we
Okay.
didn't move, now the family came up, the older ones a little bit sooner, and stayed across the street there while they were building the house up there.
Were,
But I came in 1902.
were the Saraskis a family here, originals?
Well, the Jews, way back yonder, the Jews were looked down on, I hate to say it, but I mean, they were dirty, that's true. But I mean, they just hadn't had a chance,
Yes.
that's it.
Mhm.
And so they, Mandel's been here quite a while.
Okay.
And Mandel was just a grand person, really. But I mean, nobody you just didn't associate with them. I don't mean to be ugly.
Oh, no,
but
that's
I
just the way it
but-
was.
And some of them live up over the stores,
Right.
and they just didn't have a chance. Just with a lot of people, if you don't have the chance.
That's
so.
right. That's right. Well, can you
Then
think
I
of
live
any-
with
You
Edgerton,
asked
used
about
to
the
live here.
electricity and
See,
stuff, about
this thing here,
about power,
he said, there's this picture here of some,
and then about the Augusta Opera.
see that picture here? See, that was way back yonder that's during the Civil War, don't you see?
Yeah, ask about the Teagues, Miss Teague. Ask about Miss Phelps and them maybe.
Did you know the Phelps? Claudia?
Yeah, oh, yeah, I knew Claudia and Eleanor.
Now, Eleanor was Claudia's mother?
No, Eleanor was her sister. She
Sister.
married Dr. Wiles.
That's right.
Yeah, she married Dr. Wiles, yeah.
Okay.
It was his second marriage.
Okay. Tell us about how you got your electricity to the house.
That one?
The electricity, your
Well,
lights.
I had electricity, but there's one little, when we moved down here, see, I would have been married, I was married 76 years last Sunday. And the Hendersons owned this house, see.
Okay.
And so they gave it to us. Mr. Henderson kept half of it, you see. Then you had your servant's house right at your back door. Where my garage is there, it was the servant's house. So they gave us that because we were so nice about living with it. But anyway, now what was I trying to tell you?
About the electricity.
When did they get
Oh,
it?
yeah. So we had just one light hanging right down there. That was it.
But you, as far back as you can remember, there was electricity.
Oh, yeah. Well, now in the country, of course, we didn't have electricity at all.
Right.
Didn't
Right.
have any until we got to town.
Yeah, you didn't have the ORA or
Yeah.
whatever you call it.
I've seen my first car, my first electricity, first telephone I ever talked to.
Isn't that amazing?
Howard described that to us. Where was she at? Howard described the first phone, where she was and who she talked to. and
Who did
stuff.
you talk to on your first
Well,
phone?
the first telephone was down at Kitchen's Mill. My father had a store down there. And my mother's family, as I said, owned all this land. And my father came from North Carolina. So he's naturally settled on her land. Anyway, he put in a telephone, and it ran to Montmorency. And Mr. Weeks, Clifton Weeks,
Yes.
it was his father. So it ran from Kitchen Mill to Montmorency and then to Aiken. And then you would have rings, just like that, those numbers for your box, your
Firebox.
firebox, But you'd have to ring it. 2 rings and 1 long and 2 short, or 2 shorts meant so many different places. So that's where I first told over the telephone.
Fine. Does she remember who she talked to the first
Do
time?
you remember who it was you talked to for the first time?
I don't
Ever?
remember. I don't remember
No.
the first person I talked to, but that was it.
That the signals, however many rings, that would
I've
designate.
forgotten it. But I mean, that's the, of course, with your telephone, you ring, everybody would pick up the telephone. Hear everything you had to say, because
Had to
you had to
do.
be real careful.
That's
Oh
about,
yes, because everybody heard it.
That's about radio and TV and stuff.
How about the first radio that you had? Do you remember
Oh,
that?
radio, yeah. It was made. The Wymans, we talking about old families, the Wymans, old families. See, my sister married a Wyman.
There you go.
Yeah, they were old families, yeah. Doctors, so many, I've forgotten how many doctors in that family. And the
Okay.
Crosslands were old families.
The Crosslands?
The Crosslands, Crosslands.
Crosslands.
But I mean, there were just a lot of old families around here. And what we were talking about now, talking about,
Your
Radio.
first
The
radio.
radio.
The first time you had a radio in your home? Do you remember that?
the what?
The first radio and what you
Oh,
heard?
yeah, that's right, yeah. But Brookie Wyman made it. Brookie he was the dentist here. And he made it. He loved to do things like that. And of course you had the earphones, and you could barely hear a little something, and you'd invite people to hear something. And if you said a word, they were going to kill you because you couldn't hear it.
Oh.
Was it music or talking?
Was it talking or was it music?
Well, some music, mostly music, But that was the first one.
And then find about television.
How about television? When did you have your first TV? Do you remember that?
Oh, television, I think we didn't buy one for a long time because it had nothing but advertisement. But, oh, yeah. It was the first
Boxing. You
First
remember?
one,
They
first
just
one.
had boxing.
one. Yeah.
You remember that?
What?
Just boxing?
That's right.
Yeah. Every night. Just boxing.
Oh, dear.
So the Wymans, I'm trying to get the names of the families who were originally here. The Wymans were here
Oh,
originally.
yeah. Mhm.
I mean, way back.
Way back, yeah.
And the
Yeah, they've been way
Hendersons.
back.
And who else did you
And then
say?
the Halls were old families, too.
The Halls.
He was a Dr. Hall. I think his picture's in one of these things here, maybe.
Mhm.
And the Hendersons, as I say, different Hendersons. And, the Hills, the Powells, the McCrearys. The McCrearys are where they live where the church is down here.
Asking
The
what some of
Lutheran
these people
church.
did
The
now.
McCrearys
What did
live
the
there.
Powells do?
What did the McCrarys do for a living?
Oh, he had a store here. In fact, you've heard about, of course, the terrible gas explosion there.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
That was
that
his?
store
Okay. How about the
was
Crosland?
right there. And Ernest McCrary, because everybody was good friends, you know, then. And he had just gone out across the street to get a Coca-Cola or something. And he's Episcopalian. He said, well, that made me Presbyterian out of me. They believe when your time came, you were
Yes.
born into the Lord and Savior. But of course, somebody did get killed in that.
Yeah. I think there were 10 people killed. What did the Croslands do for a living? The Croslands.
Oh, he was a farmer.
A farmer.
Mhm.
And the
What?
Hills?
Huh?
The Hills. What did the Hills, the people lived over there?
He had a farm, of course, out here, but he worked down here at the Powell Hardware Company.
The
The
Powell?
Powells came here from Michigan, but they've been here for years.
Would that be Marion Powell, some of his people?
And,
Marion Powell?
No,
No, different.
James Powell.
James, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Mr. Hill, right, you know where the med center is over here?
Yes.
Well, now they had a big barn there, and that's where they kept the horses and the hearse. They did the funeral work.
Oh.
They didn't have any funeral parlors at all, but they did
How-
they did that.
So if someone died, they were buried the next day?
Oh
or
no!
right soon?
Well, usually,
Yes.
yeah, but they did that kind of work too.
How about the Halls? The Hall family. Do you remember them?
The Hall,
Hmm.
well, he was a doctor,
That's right.
Dr. Hall, and then his son was a doctor here too. And seemed like I thought of another family just now.
Were the Tewksbury's originals?
Oh no,
No.
no. No, they came from Boston.
Okay.
Yeah. Me and
Well,
her talk about some of the winter folks.
They moved down there. There used to be a lot of timber. People bought a lot of timber around there. There was a lot, and that's what his father came down here, I think. And that they stayed down here. No, they're not original people. And of course, all the tours. I didn't tell you the
Tools,
tours.
that was
though.
it. That was another
And he
one.
wrote a book too about Aiken, Mr. Toole, you know.
Were they, what,
And the
attorneys?
Burns, you know, the Burns is from here.
No,
And the Bushes,
The
oh,
Burgess,
yeah.
Burgess.
Burns and
What
the
did they
Bushes.
Burgess.
Is it, did you say
And the
Burns?
Platts.
The Platt Burns?
Yeah, Jimmy Burns.
What
You
did
knew
he,
he was
what did
Burns.
he do? What did the Burns do?
The Burns. What did they do? The Burns family.
His mother, I think his father died before he was born.
Oh.
Yeah, he was the only one. And they were just poor. I think she sold or something. I think he read law. Way back there, you know, people read law in law offices. You didn't have law school. Oh, you had it, but I mean, hardly anybody went to law school, but they would go, and I think he read law in the Henderson Sally. I mean, it was Henderson's first and then Henderson Sally. You got the Sally name. That's
Yes.
Ask her about Mrs. Sally.
Did you know
And of course,
Eulalie?
Cross, you got the Croft name.
Croft.
Oh, a lot of Crofts.
What
Way
did they
back
do?
down. They were lawyers too.
They were lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know Mrs. Sally? Eulalie Sally?
What is that?
Did you know Mrs. Sally? Did you know
Oh,
Eulalie?
yes. Well, you see, they were law partners. First it was Henderson, the two
Oh,
brothers.
That's right.
Yeah,
And
see
then
if
there
you
was
can describe her,
Henderson
what she
and
was
son. They took in my husband. And then they had, Elmo had another brother, but he was moved to Bamberg. He's a lawyer too. And he was one of the judges, South Carolina judge. And then they took in Mr. Sally. And then they took in Julia. Of course, they still got the name. There's no Henderson's in it, but they still got. I told them it won't hurt you.
Can you remember what Mrs. Sally, what Eulalie was like?
Oh yes.
Was she the character we
She was
hear?
a character. You were right about that. She was a character. She started all the women's suffrage stuff and all the voting and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
you know.
boy.
Oh yeah.
How did she do it, yeah?
Oh yes, she was a.
Well, did she just start clubs and?
Oh yes, she just liked it and all that kind. Now Mr. Sally, kept his nose in the books all the time. He just worked day and night, and so I don't think, I mean, I don't want to say, but they weren't compatible.
Okay, that's a good way to put it.
Compatible, that's what I'm trying to say.
That's a good way.
But anyway, they stuck together.
Did you know personally any of the winter colony people? Did you know, like, well, you knew Claudia Phelps.
You mean the northern people?
Yeah, the
Well,
Northerners, yes ma'am.
I knew some of these young girls because we used to have a very, very active Red Cross chapter here. And I used to do a lot of work in the Red Cross chapter. And they would, the First World War, and way back there, they would come and work, yeah.
So
And
they
in fact, I went to a couple of the weddings. Well, we just got invited on account of we went to the Howard wedding, that owns what's the house where they got the restaurant?
Oh, 10 Downing Street?
No,
No?
Oh, no, it's right there across from Rye Patch.
Boundary, Green Boundary Club?
The Green Boundary Club?
Green Boundary. I went to the wedding there.
So someone lived there.
Oh, yeah,
At that
the
time.
Howards owned that place.
The Howards.
Yeah, that's the wedding I went to.
Oh, okay.
And
but-
then I went to the Whitney wedding, one of the Whitney weddings.
Oh, my.
So, well, it was on account of lawyers, being lawyers, and
Did you know
they just
Hitchcock's?
wait for the.
How about Mrs. Hitchcock? Did you know Mrs. Hitchcock?
Oh, no, I never knew Miss Hitchcock. I never knew
She
her.
was a real private person.
I didn't know her. And in fact, I used to kind of know Hope Island. That was the young Island girl. We used to go to the poor little rich girl. She had a governess, of course, all the time, wouldn't let her get out of sight. But, I mean, we actually never mixed with the northern people, or they didn't mix with us. But they were good people in Aiken. They did a lot of stuff for Aiken. They really did. But somebody laughs, used to say we lived on the Yankees in the winter and the huckleberries in the summer.
Oh, that's adorable. I love that.
And my father always said, what Aiken needs is a payroll. He ought to be here now. He would turn over in his grave because he was going on.
Well, now, Mrs. Henderson, how many children did you have?
One.
Just one. And that's
One.
Harry.
After 9 years.
How about
That was
that?
Harry. Yeah. So, but I've got 4 lovely grandchildren and 7 great-grands, so, which I'm very
Oh.
proud of.
That's wonderful. Can you tell me when Mr. Henderson, your husband, when did he pass away?
1964.
1964.
But we traveled a lot before. He retired, and he loved to travel, and I love to travel. So we traveled a lot, and so we had
Had some good
a very
times.
happy life together.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So, in fact, when I went to the mountains with the Hendersons, I've been going to Cedar Mountain, because we've got places up there. 86 years this summer that I've been going up there, so I have to tell them the history up there.
86 years.
86 years.
Oh.
And I went with the Hendersons, but I went, he was 19 and I was 13 that much. He was in college, so finally I grew up to him, and so we.
That's the same, almost the same between Fred and I. How about that?
Ask about the grocery stores where they got food.
How many, do you remember when you were a small child, where did you buy your groceries?
When I bought the groceries, down there from Thorpe. That's an old name too, Mr. Thorpe. He had a grocery
Thorpe.
store here. You don't remember that?
Mm-mm.
It was on the left-hand side of the road. And that's when they delivered. They delivered all the groceries then, of course, and of course Horning Company, too. On
What
the
was
corner,
that?
you remember? You don't remember Horning? Oh, that was, all the northern people bought groceries from Horning Company. They down there where the drugstore is now, down there on the corner.
Aiken Drive?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that was they had all this fancy stuff,
Mm.
Well, where was the
You
post
don't
office?
remember, I guess it was gone, but yeah, I think.
Yeah. How about where was the post office back then?
Well, the first post office was at the end of the farm. I still call it farm. The Nations Bank, you know, and all that power and stuff.
Okay.
It was underneath. There was a place called Titanian Hall was up above, and underneath was the first. That's the first post office that I remember. Now somebody wrote about the post office the other day in the paper. Somewhere I read about it. And they said some post office before that, but that was the first one that I remember.
Okay.
That's the first post office that I remember.
Okay. Oh, let's see, what else? Can Howard describe about the horse and carriages, what it was like traveling around, maybe? Back then?
Oh, I know what I wanted to ask you too. Where did you deliver Harriet? Did you have, what hospital?
In Augusta.
In Augusta.
Yeah, you see, our hospital closed here. The hospital we have now,
Yes.
I'm not this one now,
But the
one
old
before.
one. Mhm.
It started, and then it shut up. Closed.
So you had to go to Augusta?
We used to go to Augusta for everything, except we had 2 or 3 doctors around. But they would send you to Augusta, and some people would send people. Now they sent my mother-in-law to Johns Hopkins several times, and so I mean we just but always went to Augusta, and so we'd finally the hospital, and then that place, the Hitchcock place there, you know, and but that's where we just used to do all kind of stuff like people used to do so much volunteer work. That's right. I mean, we mailed all these Christmas things out, you know, for tuberculosis seal. We fixed all those and mailed them out, and I mean, people did a lot of volunteer work.
You stayed busy.
And during the First World War, I mean, we'd had first aid classes, we had home nursing classes. See, that's way back in 1914 and back in there. And I mean, you knit everything for your Red Cross. It was just, I mean, everybody was, you didn't want paid for everything. The churches, you paid your preacher, and that was about it. But it was volunteer, a lot of it.
So
Eleanor Wiles, I was talking about Eleanor. I remember she came in and talked me into being the head of something at the Red Cross, head of all the Department of Sewing and bandage making and all that kind of stuff. Harry wasn't born for 9 years. They worked me to death.
now Eleanor was.
But I enjoyed it. I mean, I liked it.
You guess that's Nancy? That's not Nancy Wiles, is it, Eleanor?
That's Nancy's mother.
Okay.
Mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law, I think.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, I describe the horses and carriages and that kind of thing.
Can you describe to us the horses and carriages that you would travel in? You wouldn't take a horse and carriage to Augusta. You took the trolley. Is that right?
You mean to Augusta?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you have to take the trolley.
Okay. But just traveling around, like if you went back to
we had a
Kitchen's
horse and
Mill.
buggy then.
Okay.
But we had cars by the time Harry was born.
Okay.
I think we had one of the first little Fords, you know, the Ford runabout, that you stepped into the car.
And had the one.
Had to crank it up.
You never saw one.
Oh yes, I've seen them. But I kept.
And change your gas. I started driving, I think I was about 13 years old. And you didn't have to get a driver's license then.
Oh, you didn't?
No. And
That's right, you wouldn't.
I had a brother that loved cars, and he used to take that old Ford down and put it all back together.
You could do it then.
Well, that's about the train station and how you
How
travel
about
up north.
trains? If you want to travel to North Carolina, how would you go?
Or up north.
Would you go or up north? Would they the train? You depend on the train.
Well, our first trip up north, I was about 13. We went on the ship. It went from Jacksonville to New York. They had a ship line then. They were named after the Indians. It was the Mohawk and the Comanche and there's another one. And our father took us to New York, but Lee didn't take all of us, but he loved to travel anyway. Because it was an education. When you got there, you couldn't go to see shows, and then you had to go see something that was educated, like all the museums.
Oh, okay. So you took a ship,
But
a
that's
boat.
what, we used to have to go from here at night on a freight train down to Charleston. We could get the boat, they'd come into Charleston, and go on a freight train down there, middle of the night to catch the boat. And it'd take about 3 days, you see, to get from Charleston to New York. And I remember one of the bankers' conventions they had was in New York, and we all went. If I was older then, I think maybe 17, 18, but we really had a ball then. All the tellers, you know, the young boys, and men tellers. That's when men worked in the bank, not women.
Oh, that was before World War II and
yeah, that was, you're
what were those
right.
gals? Yeah.
That was way back then. But
Did you go to Charleston a lot?
Did you go to Charleston a whole lot? Did you travel
now,
there?
well, you see, we used to go to Charleston for the beach.
Okay, that's where you went to
And
the beach.
That's where we went to the beach, Sullivan's Island.
Okay.
And that and Paulie's Island, they were back, and of course Isle of Palm, they were back there on the beaches, yeah. But my mother used to be sick of good ill. She died real young anyway. And she would go down to the beach with my oldest sister, down to Sullivan's Island, and then we would go down for the weekend. That's when we would drive to Wendell, you know, and take the train, and then when you get to Charleston, you have to cross it on a ferry. You have to go on a ferry boat then. They didn't have a bridge.
To get to Sullivan's Island.
The Sullivan's Island, And then you'd get a streetcar, and the different places would be stations. And everybody had boating houses, great big boating houses there. And I don't mean to say they had mansions, they had beach houses, way built up so the water could run underneath. And so that's where we went to the beaches there.
What kind of farming did they do back then?
What kind of farming did they do in the Aiken area? What did they raise? Cotton, tobacco?
You mean in the farm?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yes, ma'am.
cotton used to be the thing. When my father had, was out there all this land, and he had to store in bales and bales and bales of cotton. That used to be what fun we'd have jumping from one bale to the other. He bought in cotton a lot, and they had a big market in Augusta. And then they'd have to haul it to Windsor, and then ship it on to Augusta. And then corn, of course we had corn, and then you planted enough wheat probably for your make your own flour. See, everything on the farm then, you didn't have to buy anything, only but a coffee and tea. I mean, you had your cows, and you had your pigs, your good sausage, and all of that kind of stuff. You really didn't. Now, why people can't go back and you know, have a garden? We had 2 gardens. Strawberries, we had a peach orchard with apples and peaches. We had sugar cane that you made your syrup. I mean, people really, you live better, and then you live, because we had a lot of help too.
We don't have the help anymore.
You had a lot of Negroes that lived on your place. As I say, your cook lived right at your back door. And so that makes a difference too.
And did they have like maids and stuff, cooks and maids?
So you had cooks.
No,
You had
no,
people-
I don't have a cook. I don't want one. You know, you gotta have something to do, kinda. And Harry knows practically feed me anyway, so
Right.
they say, oh, we just had enough left over for one.
Oh.
I've got a little granddaughter. Do you know Harry Busby?
I sure did.
He's my great grandson-in-law, you know.
Oh, okay.
So she's real sweet. They all are to me. They really are. I'm a lucky person.
Well, but long time ago, when you were a little girl, did your mother have a cook?
Oh yeah.
So much
You had
help.
more than a cook. You had everything. You had a colored man to bring in your wood. That's when you didn't have any furnaces, you know, and bake the fires and oh yeah, always. And we were always good to us.
Somebody take care
We
of your
were
clothes
always
and
good
stuff?
to us. If they cooked, if they got sick, we took them food. And I mean, a lot of them were just most of them with the family, really. So, the good old days.
The good old days, that's right. That's right. What do you think of Aiken today? How does it in comparison?
Well, I just don't know, you see. I don't know anybody, hardly. That's what you mean. And my friends are all gone, as you might know. They are just, they in the cemetery or in nursing homes. And not many in nursing homes. And when they leave, they die in the nursing home, I'm glad, I'm happy for them. That's true, that's really
Right.
true. So, I just can't judge.
Right, okay, I understand. But it's changed a whole lot, hasn't it? Since
Oh,
you've seen so many changes.
entirely. And say, I mean, the morals have gotten so,
I know.
that's the thing that kind of gets me is, you know, that,
It's sad.
you know, that's the truth. Because I was raised very, very strictly. Sunday was Sunday. And that was the Lord's Day, and we went to church, and we couldn't go swimming, and we couldn't go to picture shows. I remember when, who was it? Will Rogers was here. My husband and I, we wanted to hear him, of course, naturally, and we had to slip off on Sunday afternoon.
Oh, boy. You had to slip off to go.
We had to slip off and go, so nobody would know.
To wear a big hat.
Oh.
Did you wear a hat to hide yourself?
Oh, yeah. And it used to get so bad when people would go to the picture show, you know, with these big old hats on, you know. So they'd put a sign. Of course, it was silent movies then. They were silent. Ladies, please remove your hats. Oh, and you didn't dare go out without your white gloves, you know.
Right. Well, now, we were still wearing gloves when I was a little girl.
Now, what
We
church do you go to?
We're at Grace Brethren, which is way out near New Ellington.
And now
New Ellington, I should say, huh?
what is that? What
It is a German Baptist church.
Baptist? Well, my mother was raised, I mean, they were kitchen mill, that's all they had, was the Baptist church. And there used to
Still
be a
all they got.
minister that came down from Aiken once a month and had services at the church. And the tabernacle, it's way over 100 years old, it's still there.
Oh, my.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the church you went to when you were a little girl?
Right where I went to.
Oh.
Where's that at?
And it was
Kitchens
a family,
Mill.
family church too. I remember we used to go there for our Christmas trees. Oh, there were all these sisters that lived there at Kitchens Mill. It was kind of a family. And I can remember big tree. They would go there and everybody put the presents on the tree. These dolls, pretty dolls and everything.
Must
So,
have been a beautiful sight.
Yeah, it was.
And what did they get at Christmas time? Did they get together? and-
What kind of gifts did you get at Christmas time? And
What?
what kind of Christmas gifts did you get when you were a little girl?
Well, we didn't have fancy stockings. We hung up a stocking. And in the toe, you always had an orange. That was wonderful, living in the country. And my father at Christmas would get a barrel of apples, I think, and a crate of oranges in the store. And then maybe you'd get one or two little toys, and that was it. And you made happy as you could be, you know.
Okay. I guess that's about it.
That is so good. Thank you so much for letting us.
Mother was a woodward, don't you see?
I did not know that.
Bernice Clough. And she was a woodward.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah, she and her mother and I grew up together.
How about
Uh-huh.
that? Well, now you still see Laura at church,
Oh, yeah, I said, oh,
Yeah.
Laura comes to see me too.
does she?
Because we still call her Tootsie, you know.
Tootsie?
Yeah, we call her, you know Tootsie?
Oh, yeah.
I love Tootsie.
Yes, she really is. You know what happened to her first husband?
Wasn't he killed in a plane crash?
No, he disappeared over the ocean. They never did,
Oh.
never found him.
I remember, I went to school with Joe Amos.
Oh, you were to school? Oh, you
Yes.
were? And then she was wild about Joe Amos.
Oh.
Oh, yes. Nothing
Yes.
would do. She went out to marry him, clear out to California to marry him before he went off. But she was wild about Joe Amos.
And see, that's her son,
now,
Joe.
where did you go to school in
Aiken High.
Aiken High? Well, for Howard?
And my husband went to Aiken High. He graduated in 1955.
And you've been at Aiken a long time then, haven't
Yes,
you?
ma'am. And I graduated in 1964.
For Howard's sake.
Yeah. When did you graduate?
72.
72. Aiken High, 1972. He's just a baby.
Aiken High, 1910.
Isn't she wonderful? Oh, thank you so much for.
But I've enjoyed seeing you.
Well, we have enjoyed being.